Hi, it's me, Zuyiswa, aka Tulip. And today, what I wanted to talk about is the appearance of looking younger than you actually are. Um, there's a lot of people that I think get that quite often. I'm actually one of those people. As I mentioned before, I'm 34 years old. But a lot of the time, people are actually quite surprised to hear that and they think I'm sort of like, 27, 26, which I'm like, I look at myself in the mirror every day and I don't see my 26 or 27-year-old self. I'm definitely quite a different person to that. Or at least I think I also look different, aside from the obvious consistencies. But I think what I really wanted to focus on today is discussing why it is that people say things like that. So when they say or when they're surprised and when you actually tell them how old you are and they think you're younger, what I've been thinking about a lot lately is that what is it also that we may be doing in terms of portraying a younger person than we actually are. So, I mean, it could naturally be about, well, black don't crack and all that. But also beyond that, there's also like a certain disposition that comes with you as a person. And I think, it's quite true, the whole statement that says that you're as young as you feel. Because necessarily for me, age has never really been like a big factor in my life. It's not really something that I look too much to as a marker. Although I am a lot more cognizant about it now that I'm in my 30s. And once you get into your 30s, there's just certain life stages that you should sort of be working your way through in terms of like self development. And I know that one of the things that has been a big thing for me in my 30s is just being able to just let go of things. Like, understand when the conversation is not your conversation, understand when a problem is not your problem, understand that your role is not always to be the person who's a fixer or the good guy or, everybody's everything. And just being secure and okay with just taking care of yourself, putting yourself first and not necessarily always worrying about other people. And I think for me, it's been a lot more difficult because I'm the oldest in my family. So I have two younger brothers. And so I've always sort of taken on that role of always being taken care of, which I've seen manifest in other relationships as well. So I don't know if maybe now that I'm in my 30s and I'm starting to let go a lot more, that's also impacting in terms of my more sort of carefree, more relaxed attitude to life, um, as well as just being a lot more about myself than I am about other people, being a lot more concerned about me, and not so much worrying about other people. But there are actually certain instances where looking younger than you actually are, or being perceived as younger than you actually are, can actually be not the best thing. For example, at work. I think sometimes when you're perceived as quite young, people also then tend to take you a lot less seriously. And so you get passed over for promotions. People are never really gonna sort of seek your consult or discuss important issues with you because they feel like, well, you're too young. You necessarily have the experience or the maturity to be able to deal with complex subject matters. And I think that's also where we have to sort of look at that, and see what it is that you can do in terms of your disposition without necessarily changing who you are, but how it is that you can portray an image that says, I'm not as young as you think I am, and I know a lot more without being overly aggressive about, well, without being aggressive about it, more assertive and have a lot more gravitas to you, because once you're young you tend to be perceived as a lot more flighty and fanciful and here and there, and I remember when I got my first internship. I was like how old was I? I was 18 years old, and I was working in one of the, yeah, some department, and my friend and I were actually both there, and we were actually very like bubbly and effervescent and giggly and chatty and whatever. And my mom actually said to me, was like, okay, you guys are like, it's cool, and everybody knows that you're like 18-year-old and you're young, but just be careful that this giggly, effervescent, bubbly nature of yours doesn't lead to you guys being undermined in terms of your capacity or your potential for taking on a lot more work or being taken seriously in the workplace, that people don't just think you're two little girls having a good time, as opposed to young ladies who are actually looking for proper work experience and are quite intelligent and have a lot to bring to an organization. So when you do come up with proposals and potential plans that that you would want to present to your colleagues, that they do take you seriously, that they know that you may not necessarily always be a serious person, but also do have the capacity to be serious and take work seriously and focused and methodical and strategic. So I think, yeah, it's cool. It's always nice. I mean, it's a compliment. It's better than being told you're older than what you look. But